So this is like in the material world, if you want to get a special dress made only for you, where there's only one dress of a kind, then you have to pay a lot of money. And you have to go to the Alto Couture and get something made only for you. So in this way, we sometimes search for the most special thing for us, for my ego. I want this special ego variety for me. And then you get that also. So the Bhagavad Gita is telling us, my dear friend, whatever you think of at the moment of death, that will be your next body. So whatever you think of at the moment of death will decide what will be the next model of the catalog you choose. And what model you have now, that you were thinking of last time when you were dying. Now you can look at the mirror, it says, how was my choice? And you see that people, when they look in the mirror, they like the guy they see. Sometimes they think, I don't like that sport, I don't like something here, or that maybe I should have rastras. But anyhow, you like what you see because that's your own model, what you chose. With all the implements around you, not only the way you look, the way you dress, the way your parents are, it's all been your karmic choice. Now, Bhagavad Gita says that we are born in this world under the influence of the three modes of material nature. The three modes of the material nature, they're like colors. There are three cardinal colors. And when you mix the three colors, you get the millions of colors. So when you mix Raja, Tamas and Sattva, when you mix those gunas, you get all the varieties of bodies and characters you can imagine. In other words, we are the mixture of these three elements karmically made for you. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, this also puts you in a certain frame of consciousness. It also puts you in a certain frame of how you speak, how you dream, how you go about your business, how you do charity, how you search for position in this world. So the Bhagavad Gita is like the manual. You can utilize it as the manual for living in this material world or for getting out of this material world. Both things can be accomplished by following the manual. And Krishna gives us also many, many good advices. For example, he says to Arjuna, all the kings who are here in the battlefield now, they have always existed. They exist now and they will always exist. So what he says, he's explaining that there's an eternal type of individuality with us. Regardless what your body looks like, there's always individuality. You see, with the kids you can sit right in the outside, they can play, they can do. They don't have to be so nervous that they have to be quiet. The poor kids. Born to play. So this is what Srila Prabhupada he gave to us. He gave us this manual, that how you can understand the human form of life, how you can make the best use out of a bad bargain. Now you guys, you should give the chairs, should give the chairs to the parents, and you guys can come inside from out there so that they can sit comfortably there. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. So we are so happy today in this Mela day, in the Mela, Tenerife Mela 2018, that we have come together to learn from each other, that we have come together to make the best use of this human form of life. It's very scientific, you know. Everything which happens here is very, very scientific. There is a perfect cosmic order behind everything. Nothing is random. You can forget randomness. The idea that something may be just so by accident is a very foolish conclusion. The randomness apparent is the free will. And the free will is not random either. The free will is scientifically given to you so that you can have your direction and your development despite your subjectiveness of the higher order. In other words, the higher order is, I can tell you more or less like this. When you want to have freedom, then to a certain point you're not very capable of managing it. But when you want to give up your freedom, to surrender to the higher purpose of life, then you will be given more freedom than ever before. In other words, freedom is necessary for love. And therefore God has created unlimited amounts of freedom. But at the same time, He also restricts the freedom when people are making very foolish choices. When they make the foolish choice of submitting others to their capricious mind for extracting happiness from the pains of others. That's exactly what this material world is all about. Learn how to love and not to give trouble to others. As long as you give trouble to others, these karmic wheels, they just gonna turn and turn and turn and turn. The only things which makes the karmic wheels stop grinding is when your activity is akarma. Akarma means the karmic wheels stop running and some new wheels start running. It like changes into a different gear shift. And what is that gear shift? It is the gear shift to the opposite direction, producing purification and the preparation for liberation. Karmic gears are always going to make it more and more and more and more entangling and more complicated. Then when you're akarma means your actions are not anymore for your own pleasure, but you're making an offering of your actions. Then this will turn the other side around. And even karmic situations from the past, they become loosened. There's a shloka which says, whatever karmic reaction is waiting for you, when you surrender to the divine, that will be diminished or dissolved. It can be dissolved or it can be diminished. For example, when the devotees suffer, they think, oh my Lord, by my karma, I should have suffered so much more. But due to the grace, it has been reduced to a minimal amount. Very important this. Because our suffering and our joy, they're karmically organized. Everything is there. Even the moment of your death is perfectly pre-programmed. If you commit suicide, that's a different story. Then you intervene into this system and you will stay in this plane in a ghost body. But you cannot accelerate your system. You have to go and learn. You know, we have to understand. If we don't understand that there's a very incredible order in this universe, if we don't accept that, we are as blind as somebody who buys a watch. You know, in the watch you have the clockwork inside, and these things that keep moving and saying every day 9, 8, 7, la la la. So somebody says, you know, this watch is empty inside. It's only these things are running by itself. And you say, yeah, you must be a little fool, aren't you? No, because I never opened it. I don't know. I'm believing that inside here is nothing. Just these little things that keep moving. So that's what you call materialism. Bloody idiot. He can't see the cosmic order. Come on, my friend. Everything is cosmic order. The blood in your body is cosmic order. Your nerve system is cosmic order. Your eye capacity is cosmic order. Your ear capacity is cosmic order. Just like today I was talking with Krishna Priya, a young girl, now she has a little belly because there's a baby inside. And a few hours after she delivered that baby, her breast will start flooding milk. Now she don't have a drop. But it is all arranged. It is all arranged by cosmic order, man. What more you have to see that there is cosmic order. And this cosmic order is so fabulous. Wherever you look, it's fantastic. Can you imagine a woman's body opening up so that a baby can come out? You know, one of those little worms, I mean, that big, you know? That's a very incredible thing. And how does it work? Well, the body opens up to let the baby come out. Some mechanics the women have, which you cannot even imagine. It's a bit painful, but it works. And the women, they accept it, otherwise they wouldn't want to be mothers. Because they know that. So the perfection of the cosmic order, it shows in every minute detail and in every magnitude of cosmic order. Whether you call it the galaxies, whether you call it the supernova, whether you call it the DNA, whether you call it the nerve system, it's all perfect. It works so perfect. Why are we denying cosmic order? And then it comes the next proposal. That is, look what I got. It fell from the sky. No, it did feel. Huh? It just fell from the sky. Nobody threw it. It just came from somewhere, from nowhere. And now it's empty, but it works. Because I studied in Harvard, you know. You better accept I'm a Sorbonne professor. I can tell you, this world is coming from nothing and going to nothing. They teach that and they charge money for it. I mean, it's better to believe the biggest crook in the world than he wants to sell you maybe the Eiffel Tower. And he says, come on, buy the Eiffel Tower. It's my grandfather's property. And you say, how much is it? No problem. For you, only $3 million. We can register it around the corner. There's Tommy, my friend. He registers properties. Huh? So you can go and do that. Many stupid people buy things like that. And so then you become the owner of the Eiffel Tower? No. But you lose your money. So when you study in this world, in the universities, they fill your head with garbage. They fill you with the worst speculations. They charge you money, you have to pay, it's not for free. And then at the end, they ask, do you believe it? And you have to say, yes, okay, then you get certificate. Here is a certificate, Doctor of Ignorance. He learned everything about nothing. And now he will teach it to others and we'll pay him some money. And you say, oh, now. And you get a special idiot hat. I mean, it looks so funny, you know. And they have made a system out of it. And everybody, almost everybody, buys into it. Oh, my child has to go to good school. I want him to get a graduation. My child is an MA, a BA. You know, we have also BS, you know. I think most of those titles are nothing but BS, not BA, not MA. You know what's BS? Bullshit. That's what they are. They teach you lies and make you accept it, that now you will be part of the system, you can teach them to others. Of course, if I say all this, then they will not invite me to preach in university. They say, oh, he's terrible. He's against the system. Now, one thing you have to understand, Gyan, knowledge, has many subdivisions. And we are not against Gyan. Only we say that Gyan is subordinate to original law. Number one. Gyan is subordinate to love. Number two. Gyan is subordinate to the well-being of everybody. If your Gyan only takes you to exploit others and to give trouble to the planet, to Mother Earth, then your Gyan is despisable. Really, it's very terrible what people do with all that knowledge. Of course, the stupid titles is one thing, but when you go into machinery, have you seen the machinery they use for open air mining? They have machines, they're as big as 10 times this whole house. They're unbelievable machines. They just go and eat up a mountain and transform it into rubble. What they do, these machines, when you see, oh, it's unbelievable. So they have developed technical skills which are very, very admirable. Undoubtedly admirable. But unfortunately, they are so mismanaged and so carelessly, then we see it's better to be ignorant than to be such a scholar, just producing all kinds of nasty, world-destroying machineries. You see, the human beings, we lived quite happily here 500 years ago without any high technology. Didn't mean that at that time we had less food or less doctors or less this or less that. No, it was just different. It was easygoing. And really, Maria Montessori, she went to India. She was one of the enlightened searchers for good education for the kids. She really worked hard, had very good visions. And then Mussolini drove her out of Italy, and Maria Montessori had to take shelter in India for not being locked up. When she got there, she met the Gurukul system of India, and Maria Montessori wrote, all what I was dreaming of my lifetime in India, they have had it for thousands of years. So this is the Gurukul system. What does it mean basically? Gurukul system means that you get educated according to your talent, according to your capacity. That the teacher, he studies, what do you like? What makes you happy? Where do you show some talents? So the Varnashrama college was a talent research where everybody would go and would study and show what he would like to do and what he was interested in. And this is also the principle of the Vedas. Krishna says, Guna Karma Vibhagasha. The divisions of mankind, they're created by work and by mode, the mode of nature, guna and karma. What work he does and how does he feel. If a person feels unhappy his whole life about what he's doing, then he wasn't well engaged. Do you agree? Do you agree that was a big mistake? So, is there something you can do which you like to do? There is. Human beings are not so stupid and lazy that they simply say we don't want to do nothing. Of course, there was one king in India. He said, you know, if somebody's lazy, we should feed them for free. They know that in Germany now they have a similar system. Anyhow, so he called the minister and said, I want to feed the lazy people in my kingdom. They should not suffer. They should not have to beg. We will provide them what they need. Can you please find out who are the lazy people? Then the minister said, yes, I will find out. So he announced everywhere, all the lazy people, they will get free food. So please come in the square. We have made a special arrangement. You come there and you get free food. So he put a little hut on the main square, and they had a straw roof and also a simple structure. And next day it was filling up. And many people were there waiting, oh, lazy people are going to get free food, what that's going to look like. So he put a fire on the thing. And when they saw the fire was coming, they all ran. Ooh, what is this? What is this? But there was one man. He was sitting on the ground. And he was going, oh. So they asked, what's happening? What's happening? He said, can you please help me to turn around so the other side becomes warm also? Then he says, he is the lazy guy, we feed him for free. So, laziness is not a very good quality. It means you are not inspired. It means you are not trained up for the real benefit of life. So Krishna says that I will fulfill all your desires. You see, Nitya Nitya Nam Chaitanya Chaitanya Nam Eka Baunam Vidadati Kaman. There's one person who has created everyone, he's maintaining everyone, and he fulfills the desires of everyone. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine it? Somebody actually fulfills your desire? Yes. And what? What does he do? Well, he lets you choose. What is it what you like to do? And then he gives you all these forms and all these bodies and all these possibilities. He offers them to you with his perfect cosmical arrangement. But one thing he's asking you, do you want something else? Do you want to know something more? Are you interested to find out about why you're living, where you come from, where you will go to? Are you interested in those things? So if the people say, no, I just want to know how to get some food and some nice, and then he says, come, take. You see, it's so amazing how our desires are being satisfied in this world in such a perfect manner. So, Krishna wants you to come to the conclusion, I've had it, I'm done with it. No more crocodile, no more elephant, no more bear. I don't want to be a whale and swimming in the ocean. I don't want to be a little bird, big bird. I don't want to be a chicken for sure. I am done with this. I want to know where I'm coming from, why I'm here, what's my potential, where shall I go? I want to know my identity, my true eternal identity. That is my request. So, for that reason, we have a very special book for you tonight to give you the clue. Now, the clue of the Gyan, the true knowledge, is that you will find your personalized way. By astrology, for example, we are each individuals and we have our individual history. But by the Vedas, the books of knowledge, they give guidance to each and every one. And this guidance is so wonderful that it will make you enter the world of dominion of Satchit Ananda. Satchit Ananda is really what we are looking for, what we are longing for. Sat, eternity, Chit, full knowledge, and Ananda, or the fullest bliss. All this is available. Then the Vedic scriptures, the scriptures of knowledge, they give us all this information where it says what you have to do to get this divine knowledge. Aham vetmi shukoveti vyasoveti naveti va bhaktya bhagavatam grayam Nabudya na chatikaya. Lord Shiva said, I know, and Shukadeva knows the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam, whereas Vyasadeva may or may not know. The Srimad Bhagavatam can only be known through love, bhakti, not by mundane intelligence or by reading many commentaries. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. The Vedic Sutra aphorism is, now that you have a human body, you should inquire into Brahma, the supreme absolute truth, Sri Krishna. So, you may study so many things in life, but if you do not practice that which will bring about love and devotion in your heart, then all your knowledge will not produce the desired result. You will not get the understanding of what is right. Even Srila Vyasadeva, who is a great spiritual master, if he exercised his intellectual capacity, he would not understand. But if he in full devotion, that's why Vyasadeva was frustrated when he did all the work for the Vedas. But when he was in his despair, searching for help from his spiritual master, then he was given the instruction that you should give the message of love. That is the Bhagavatam. So, all of us, only in the lineage of love, will we be able to understand what is the meaning of our life. As long as we are just thinking, oh, how do I get the best out of it from me? Then it will not work. It is the path of love. Like many of you ask me, I don't know what to do. Practically, it's one of the most common counseling aspects. They will say, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to read. I don't know who to marry. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a man or a woman. I don't know if I should study or work. I don't know is the most popular counseling topic. And then they expect the other person to give the answer. That's the most funny, you know. You don't know what makes you think that the other will know what you have to do. And you are all laughing so sweetly, it means you all know this problem personally also, no? I don't know what to do. So, you should know that only when you love that origin of your being, then you can go ahead and also receive that higher message to be revealed to you. That is a revelation. To really know what you have to do, it has to be revealed to you. And sometimes we don't want to accept it the first time. Sometimes it has to be pushed on us. And sometimes then even we don't want to do it. Because, well, you don't have to ask a mother, do you know what to do? Mothers pretty much know what to do. They have a kid, and the kid has to be safe. And for that, they have to make all the arrangements so that the kid is safe. So because the mother has love for the kid, that is why she knows what she has to do. So if you have love for your life, for your survival, for your sustenance, for if you have appreciation, gratefulness, if you are generous, if you're ready to share what's being given to you, then you will find your way. And you will also know what to do. Because we all have to do a lot. And it's necessary that we do a lot. If we don't do what we have to do, then it will not get done. And if it's not getting done, there'll be some problem. Like if you're the cook and you don't want to cook, there'll be a problem coming up real quick. As soon as the time of prasadam is there, they're going to say, what happened in the kitchen? Oh, I don't know, nothing. Looks like nothing. Why nothing? Well, the cook was asking philosophical questions. He was asking what to do, when to do, where to do. And He's still sitting somewhere. The cook is still busy somewhere asking those questions. Yes, and what happened in the kitchen? Nothing. So then you know this cook didn't have a very high realization. And then we have to have some emergency measures. So in this way, the mother know what to do, and you hopefully know what to do. If you don't know what to do, means you don't love what you do. And you don't love the people you are with. And that is a problem. So you love Krishna by loving those who are around you. You can't say, I love Krishna, but only in Australia. Stupid. You're not in Australia. You have no business with Australia. Huh? So whoever conditions his love to what? To whatever he comes to his mind, then he will not understand anything. Therefore, ahaituki apratihata means unconditional and uninterrupted love. That is what is the key. The door opens to eternity. Are you ready? For unconditional and uninterrupted love, what does that mean? Unconditional and uninterrupted service. What does that mean? You want to really know? You really want to know what that means? Well, the first thing you have to look at your agenda. What's happening in your agenda? Go over the last months. How many of the hours in the last months did you spend for unconditional and uninterrupted service to the Divine? Look at your carefully, at your itinerary, at your schedule. If you don't find an inkling or a hint that you're doing devotional service unconditionally, uninterruptedly, then you can also know zero spiritual advancement, zero result of the Divine calling me. Maybe the call was there, but you're not going. Now, the next thing you can see, now, what in the last 30 days did I do with money? Where did I send my money? What did I do with the whole finances? Did I do it with love, uninterruptedly, unmotivatedly, simply to please God? Did I use my money that way? Well, if you say yes, that means you had devotional service. You occupied the energy for Krishna. If you say no, with my money, I never thought about anything spiritual. I just kept it for whatever material plan I have. Then you know you have no spiritual life. Spiritual life means you put your money where your heart is at. Uninterrupted and unmotivated devotional service means that you give up like no mother is making money. But today there's mothers, they make money, they have a job and they put their kid in child care. That's something, child care. I mean, some woman is like taking care of for 5 or 6 little babies, no? Just, okay, this one is crying, take some milk, here, there. They have a few milk bottles, they go like, and maybe they cuddle the baby, and the baby goes, I hate daycare. To get me out of here. But mother is working. So, no chance. Daycare. So, this is a type of thing. But normally mothers, they don't send the kids to daycare. They look after them. So the mother is doing service for the kid. She renounces her finances. She renounces, she don't have cash in the pocket. unless the husband goes out and gives her some, says, here, you're looking so nicely after the kids, here's the money, spend it any way you want. And because of that, I have a wonderful home with a wonderful wife. She looks after everything. She's a Lakshmi at home. And you don't have to do this. That is a loving approach to children. Because no child likes to be put in daycare, I guarantee you. You can make an inquest and ask the children, do you like daycare? Or would you prefer to play with your mom? So in this way, we have to decide. We are actually being looked after by the higher. Always we are watched. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing with your time? Who are you? What is unconditional for you? What is uninterrupted for you? What is the goal of life? Where you want to go? Hey, where's your catalog? Which page are you looking at right now? Or you're in the dinosaurs. Well, they're out of model right now. Okay? You have to wait a long time, or maybe transfer to another universe somewhere where there's dinosaurs right now. But whatever you want, it's available. Somewhere, somehow. What do you think? Tyrannosaurus Rex? Looks pretty impressive, you know. I don't think he had too many friends. But, you know, this is what the material world is all about. Desires, satisfactions, questions and answers. What is it what you want? What do you want to do in Germany? What do you want to do in the Canary Islands? What are you going to do in Sweden? What is the plan with this Europe news? You know, everyone has to give answers which cover 24 hours a day. You have to cover 24 hours a day of you. Can you imagine this? You're not judged only 8 hours a day. You're judged by 24 hours a day performance. How many rounds did you chant? How many pages did you read? How many mantras you memorized? How many tears you dried? How many soft words you spoke to somebody who was like in depressed situation? How many times you invited people for nice food, or you just kept hiding somewhere and eating alone, eating everything alone, and then you had some leftovers, you put them in the fridge for later. So when I come back, I have more. Are you living with people, or are you living against people? What are the other people for you? What do they mean? What is the status you give? One time there was a devotee, he came to me, he said, you know, we have to learn how to use all the others to work for us, then we can just sit and chant Hare Krishna. Well, I said, maybe that's not what Krishna wants. Maybe Krishna wants us to work and to give something to others, to inspire them and to help them. No, he said, we have to get the others to work, and then we take the benefit of that and do something for Krishna with it. Anyhow, in my gurus, I didn't see that mentality. In my gurus, I saw them working, always ready to help others. This was so wonderful to see. So therefore, Vasuveti Naveti Va. This is really just revealed in love. That is the point. The point of this shloka is it's not given to you by accumulating knowledge, having deep discussions or anything. It's given to you when you have when you have your heart at the right spot and you're going to give your participation. Like a real friend, a real team worker. Somebody who will always go for the truth, doesn't matter whether the rest goes wrong, I go right. Because you may be let down. Sometimes you doing the right thing and you hope that somebody else will also be with you, and then turned out that other person is doing the opposite. Yesterday one person told me, I lived my lifetime with my mother and my sister, and now I don't want to talk to them because they don't let me serve my father. Can you imagine that? A big problem for only ego points involving the hardcore of a family. So it's like this world is too crazy. Very crazy. I never forget this one story. It's so beautiful because it's Akuti Ji. And Akuti Ji, she became a devotee. So Akuti Ji married a very rich man. And that man, he was very smart. He didn't want to pay taxes. So he registers his house in the name of the daughter so that they will not have to pay later transference and so on. And he also had a big bank account, and it was also in the daughter's name. They had only one daughter. So everybody happy, and then unfortunately old man had to go to the hospital, and then he died. So they went, they cried, oh father died, oh father died. And then they were there sitting there, the daughter and the mother. And then the daughter, she was 21. She asked her mother, where are you going to live now? She looked at him, what do you mean, where are you going to live? Well, father gave the house to me. I want to live there alone. Mother-in-law, well, I guess I have to get another place. She asked, how are you going to get another place? Well, we're going to buy another place. We have plenty of money. The daughter says, that's my money. It's in my bank account. Akuti's the mother. I mean, that was her darling child. She looked after ever since she was born, you know. It was only father, mother, and daughter. She said, no, you can't. No. He said, you have to find a way to find a place to live. She kicked her mother out of the home. Mother was heartbroken. She went to an aunt or some old friends. And then she came to our programs. At that time, that was in Vienna. And she said, I don't want to be part of this material world anymore. I want to be a devotee. So she became a devotee. Akuti, very nice, wonderful. So believe it or not, this is the best friend she had in her life, was her daughter. Because if she wouldn't have been put into that difficulty, she would have probably sat there and used the money for the rest of her life like a luxury life and not having any question about spiritual life. But such a harsh treatment from her own daughter, she said, I'm done with this material world. I'm getting out of here. So in a way, we all have to reach that point of, I want to get out of here. Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, he used to say, there was one shloka where it says that Krishna says, if I really love somebody, I take all the material things away from him, he has nothing left, then he has to surrender to me. Harishe tachanang shanai, Prabhupada quoted. Yasyaham anugri nami harishita chanang shanai. That when Krishna loves you, he takes everything away. Now, if you want to avoid that, then there's a trick for that. Give it away before he takes it away. That is the way that you avoid this harsh lesson. So, if you use everything for Krishna's service, then he don't have to take away anything. Now, the wonderful thing is when you take something away or you give something away, in Krishna consciousness, you give it in such a way that you will always have it. Like if you give something to Krishna, then there's a temple and we can all go there and have a very nice meeting in a mela and enjoy there or whatever. That is the magic of giving something to Krishna. And it works. Like the people who created the Tirupati Mandir. Tirupati, the Balaji Mandir, it's in South India. You have to go there from Bangalore. It's 5 hours into the countryside. You reach Tirupati, the city, and then there is a mountain, and on top of that mountain is the temple of Tirupati. That temple is so old it was mentioned in the Shastras. And today, it's still there. Every day, 30,000 people go there and visit this temple. You have to stand in line sometimes for 3 days to get to see the deity. Because there's so many people who want to see the deity, and this is no way to manage that. And this is one of the most incredible places, and when you go there, you feel at home. Everything is well organized, and you can stay there in the guest house. The Tirumala mountains, they're just most beautiful. Waterfalls, everything is there. I mean, Govindaji, Balaji, he is the supreme beauty and supreme kindness. And that's going on for thousands of years. Not 100 years, not 1,000 years, at least 3,000 years by earthly calculations, most likely much older. So this is what means giving something to Krishna. It'll be with you forever. Whoever has donated to Tirupati in the last 3,000 years, he can still come back and see, oh, it's still there. What we did is still there. So, in other words, it's a real concrete world. Spiritual life is very concrete. And don't make any fantasies about it. Just ask yourself what I am going to do for Krishna. With my time, with my money, with my children, how I'm going to guide them to the perfect life. Of course, they also have to make their own decisions. I can only give good example to them, but that is what spiritual life is all about. Or you can advertise to your children, hey, next time you should become an elephant. Then you don't have so much trouble with paying taxes and anything, you know. Just become an elephant. Or you can tell your children, what about becoming a puma? Or maybe you want to become a giraffe. Huh? All these birds are still available. Or maybe you can become a mosquito. And then you just go on sucking blood. You just have to wait for the people to sleep. And sometimes you're so hungry you don't want to wait that they sleep. Then it's a dangerous business, sucking blood. You make, oh my God. So, more safe to suck at night. And don't tell me, mosquitoes don't know that. They're very patiently waiting for you to sleep. So, you want to become a good bloodsucker? So this is the divine knowledge is always available. You just have to say, yes, Krishna, I'm ready to receive it. I want to finish my lecture tonight with a nice shloka, which is very, very important, because by this shloka we can come to understand our real position in this world. Oh Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, he was so kind. he gave us so many wonderful hints. Find the Vinda Ashtakam. I thought I had it, but it's not right here. The Vinda Ashtakam. You have all these computer things, so let's see how good it works. I thought this was here. Is it here? You don't know the page? This verse in the Vinda Ashtakam says, Vinde numaste charanara vinde. No Vindavan, Vinda Ashtakam. Vindavan Ashtakam I also was looking. Anybody has a question in the meantime while we find this last shloka? Please. Bhaktya vihina parada lakshai kshiptascha kamadi taranga madhye kripa maitvam sharanam prapanam vrinde numaste sharanara vindam. It was just before the Vrindavan. This shloka says, my dear, most beloved and merciful Vrinda Devi, I have no devotion and I am full of unlimited offenses, and thus I am thrown into the ocean of material existence with the turbulent waves of lust, anger, greed, and other inauspicious qualities. So I'm floating in this ocean, and there's no hope for me except your grace. So this is a very famous shloka in India. Many people, I've heard them quote this. Bhaktya vihina paratha lakshai shiptascha kamadi taranga madhye kripa maitvam sharanam prapana vinde numaste charanara vindam. So we should learn this shloka. You should all make a note of it. And as part of this offering of this mela, you should learn this shloka. So you should write it down. We will have a few recitations now. Bhaktya vihina means I have no bhakti. Aparada lakshai means thousands of offenses come from me. Kshiptascha kamadi taranga madhye. There's so much struggle with the world of lust, anger, etc. Kripa mai, oh my dear most merciful, twang sharanam prapanam, I'm surrendering to you because there's too much kshiptascha kamadi taranga madhye, and therefore finally vindenu maste charanarvinda, I surrender to you, Vrinda Devi. Okay, we go line by line. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai. Second line. Kshiptascha kamadi taranga madhye. Kshiptascha kamadi taranga madhye. Kshiptascha kamadi taranga madhye. Now together. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Kshiptascha kamadita ranga madhye bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Kshiptascha kamadita ranga madhye kripa maitvam sharanam prapana kripa maitvam sharanam prapana vrinde numaste charanara vindam kripa maitvam sharanam prapana vrinde numaste charanara vindam. Try to learn it for tomorrow morning, and if you don't know it yet the next morning, then you should fast. So then you know, I better learn. So I will read the whole thing. You can repeat with me. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Kshiptascha kamadita ranga madhye kripa mayitvam sharanam prapanna vinde numaste charanara vindam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Kshiptascha kamadita ranga madhye kripa mayitvam sharanam prapanna Vindanumaste charanana vindam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Kshiptascha kamadita ranga madhye kripa mayitvam sharanam prapana vrinde numaste charanana vindam. So it's a very easy. If we learned it with a little melody, you can also sing it as a song. As a matter of fact, it's a whole ashtakam, a Vrindevashtakam. So Gangeya Champeya Twadit Vinindi Rochi Pravahasvapi Padma Vinde Banduka Bandu Yuti Divya Vyaso Vinde Numaste Charana Ravindam. It is the verse number 8 in this song. So please, you learn this. And also with the memory, not with the translation. Okay, now, any questions for today's classes and everything you learned here today about the inbound yoga? Any question you have, let us have we can have a nice kirtan now, and we can also have questions if you have any. Oh, so nice, no questions. Everybody understands everything. Yes.
¿Cómo uno puede medir, digamos, o quién puede dar un juicio real acerca de cómo está utilizando mi tiempo, cómo estoy utilizando mi energía, mi dinero?
Who can give us guidance?
¿Quién puede dar un juicio respecto a eso, además de uno?
Any advanced devotee can. You can ask any advanced devotee, especially somebody who knows you and you know them, so that they know what's going on. And then you tell them, they can immediately tell you. If he is himself not a practicing devotee, then his advice is not so sure. So we should use practicing devotees who are good examples and inspire us. And those criteria we can easily take.
Maharaj, how you can get this divine inspiration to the class? ¿Cómo puedes? ¿De dónde te llega esa inspiración para la clase? Para esas cosas maravillosas que dices.
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, first of all, it's my duty. You spend so much time and energy to come here. So if I don't say anything interesting, you will say, oh, I wasted all that time to go there. That would be very sad for me. So then I pray to Krishna, what is the topic of today? And according to the topic or what inspiration comes, I will start my class. And I must tell you honestly that I think the classes are directed by Krishna because I have not much ideas. Huh? Yes, that I don't really know what is going on, but I like to speak about Krishna. I like to listen also to what is coming from my mouth, even though I'm not satisfied. Still I'm feeling that I could do a better service. But I have been very attached to giving classes every day, twice, morning and night. I do that almost all the time. And I'm very grateful that I can do that people give me a chance to speak to them. And of course we are trying to also address different current issues. So what's our problem today? How do we answer this? And there's so many times in your practical life you have to simply explain what's happening today. Somebody died, something was stolen, something this happened, something that happened. So
Yo creo que puede estar satisfecho hoy, ¿eh? De la clase que dio.
You talked about mothers. Hemos hablado de el deber de la madre amoroso hacia sus hijos. ¿El deber del padre?
Oh, the father's duty. It is to make sure mother is happy. Because if mother is not happy, how she's going to look after the kids? And hopefully the father, he will give a very long-term plan for the whole family to be very deeply engaged in Krishna's service. That is the most important. Therefore, family life means making the joint plans. Complementing means one is helping the other. Everybody does what he has to do. Yes?
Gurudev, you were mentioning that, well, most of the people or most of the questions you receive is, what should I do? And you said also, you mentioned that this is something that is revealed by Krishna. So how to be certain that what you want to do for Krishna, that this is the right thing you should do? How can you have this certainty that what you feel inspired to do for Krishna is the right thing for you to do?
Well, Krishna Karuna already said that you have to do your duty. Husband, wife, father, mother. So when you don't have husband, wife, you have to ask your temple president, what am I supposed to do? What you need from me? What are the ideas? Where can we turn our attention? And we should also give the temple president our ideas, especially if we are his friends. We should ask him, see, I have this idea, how can we do it? Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes, I have a question. There's something I didn't pay much attention to for a long time, but I noticed that I noticed that in different places it is said that we have to go back to Godhead, back to Krishna. And why the word back is used, since it is said in the scriptures that once you are in the spiritual world, you don't have to go into the material world again. Why the word back is used, like you are going back to somewhere which suggests that you are going back to somewhere where you have been before.
This is semantic. It is not contradicting. It is just the usage of words.
Okay.
And yes, we are going to a state where we originally came from. Yeah, that's also true, but it doesn't specify, neither chronologically nor what you call it, constitutionally. It doesn't describe what it really means that you're coming from the Supreme. But we all come from the Supreme, and now we have the chance to go back to Him. It doesn't mean that this is contradictory, no. It's simply a way of saying it. Srila Sridhar Maharaj gives more detailed explanations for the whole phenomena, but that's the essence of it. Even if you would say we are all Brahman, and we all come from Brahman, so we still would say, let's go back to Brahman. We have been too far in the mundane world of Brahman. Back it. Srila Prabhupada ki.